Due to a 2-month extension of his term, Josh Duggar has been removed from his renovated luxury jail dormitory in Texas. Josh, 37, is presently incarcerated in FCI Seawald in Dallas, Texas, serving a 151-month term for offenses related to child pornography. His rehabilitated jail dormitory, complete with a washer/dryer, microwaves, and other perks, has been his home for almost a year. However, Josh has been evicted from the honors dorm, as exclusively revealed by the U.S. Sun. The U.S. Sun was informed by an insider that an inmate at the facility is no longer residing in the honors dorm and has instead been moved to a regular one. According to the source, the other detainees don't know why Josh was kicked out of the posh dorm. They finished painting the walls and getting flowers put into dorm 6, where Josh lives. Published the U.S. Sun in a 2024 article about the posh dorm. An honors dorm now occupies the space. As an honors dorm, they enjoy exclusive access and are the first to enjoy any renovations to the structure. More than that, there are appliances like microwaves and washers and dryers. They're trying to build a dormitory of model inmates. The insider went on to say that offenders residing in the dormitories can't have any disciplinary actions in a certain amount of time, have to have a job, and must sign a code of conduct agreement. While the dorms were being switched, the U.S. Sun had earlier said that Josh's release date had been delayed from October 2, 2032 to December 23, 2032. While Josh serves a 12-year term, Anna Duggar makes a sad appearance in Arkansas for the first time in almost 2 years. Originally scheduled to be released on August 12, 2032, this is the second delay in Josh's release date. According to the source who spoke with the U.S. Sun, the delayed release date is believed to be associated with a disciplinary action that resulted in a loss of enjoyment. Following his incarceration in the special housing unit SHU for smuggling a cell phone into the prison, Josh's sentence was first delayed. It is unclear whether Josh's transfer out of the honors dorm and the new release date are related, according to the U.S. Sun. At the scorching Dallas heat, Josh may not have access to air conditioning at his new dorm. There have been record-breaking heat waves in Texas, according to a relative of a Seawald prisoner who spoke with the U.S. Sun earlier. Inmates in Seawald do not have access to air conditioning in the majority of the buildings. Inmates are passing out, according to other loved ones. Generators provide electricity to the buildings that have air conditioning. The electricity keeps going in and out because the generator is overloaded, the insider stated. But when it's functioning, it's very awesome. Highs in the 90s and 100s were common during that time. It is true that FCI Seawald has some housing units without A/C. A Seawald representative said in response to a comment request from the U.S. Sun at the time. We do have a small amount of it. We have TV and computer rooms that allow convicts a chance to cool down, and there are spaces within units without AC where they may sit in the AC. We also install fans in some apartments to help with air circulation. Inmate access to ice is available in all housing facilities, although FCI Seawald had experienced power disruptions a few months ago. The air conditioner has not experienced any power outages recently. The representative concluded by saying, FCI Seawald was built in the late 1930s and has had additions of new housing units and program buildings since then. By the end of this week, temperatures are predicted to hit 100 degrees. Therefore, all those newer areas have air conditioning. Even in the dead of winter, the U.S. Sun has said that generators are to blame for regular power interruptions. They endure days without heat or power, even when a major cold front passes through Texas, according to the source. There were days when they were without hot water. Instead of simply replacing the electricity, they keep burning through generators, 6 in the last 6 weeks alone. When the sun goes down, the temperature drops into the 50s. Many convicts have complained about the prison's inhuman conditions and the fact that they are served food that is either bug-ridden, expired, or served in half amounts. In response to a comment request from the U.S. Sun, Seawald stated, FCI Seawald provides all adults in custody with food that is consistent with the national food menu to include portion size. All complaints regarding the institution and the services offered are thoroughly investigated since we take them very seriously. Currently, FCI Seagoville has not received any complaints regarding any aspect of the institution's food service department. December 2024 marked Josh's return to jail life after an extended absence, as he was last spotted taking a lap around the prison track. 4. A new trial is something Josh has been battling for. He pleaded with a court in Arkansas to assign him a new legal team at no cost to him. Previous coverage of Josh's request for legal representation to submit an additional appeal on May 12 may be found in the U.S. Sun. This honorable court should appoint counsel to help in analyzing and maybe filing a move, according to court papers Josh requests. According to Josh, there are complex constitutional and evidentiary issues in his case, including mistakes in the admission of forensic evidence, possible Brady violations, and legal rulings and strategic decisions made during the trial. Skilled legal counsel is necessary to carefully examine and assess all possible grounds for relief, as these matters may be pertinent to a collateral attack. On his behalf, he asserted that new legal theories and strategies have emerged in public discourse that may be relevant to the defendant's case since his trial in 2021. Given these developments, the defendant is looking to talk to lawyers about how to assess these new tactics and whether or not they can help with a relief request. Joshua claimed he is ill-equipped to conduct an independent investigation due to a lack of knowledge and experience in the law. The defendant has asked for legal representation with the specific goal of going over the case file, discussing potential constitutional claims, and, if there are good reasons to do so, drafting and submitting a 2255 motion, which is a request to contest a conviction or sentence. Furthermore, Josh mentioned that he is unable to afford counsel due to my current financial circumstances. As the filing came to a close, the petitioner pleaded with the court to take into account the gravity of the situation and the impending statutory deadline. Prior to filing a second motion on June 24, 2025, he pleaded with the federal court in Arkansas to assign him a new legal team. Josh pleaded with Judge Timothy L. Brooks in a letter that the U.S. Sun got, asking for his assistance with the request. I hope this correspondence finds you in good health. I am writing to you on May 12, 2025, regarding Josh's trial. The purpose of this letter is to formally request the appointment of counsel. He said, I am currently incarcerated and proceeding pro se, meaning he was representing himself in court. The purpose of my petition is to have an attorney appointed by the court to review my case and, if necessary, file a petition to have my conviction and sentence overturned, corrected, or vacated. I have made every effort to stay focused on my studies, personal growth, spirituality, and family ties while serving my sentence in prison. I am unable to fully assess these matters on my own, which is why I seek the assistance of qualified counsel to help evaluate whether relief is justified. This statement is made in response to my belief that a comprehensive post-conviction review is warranted due to substantial issues involving trial errors, evidentiary rulings, and other constitutional violations. After that, Josh asked the court to approve the motion and assign an attorney for the limited purpose of assisting me in evaluating and preparing a potential motion. The new legal team Josh requested was not granted. Since his sentencing in May 2022, Josh has fought to appeal the conviction, maintaining his innocence. In October 2022, Josh and his wife Anna initially appealed their conviction. They have 7 children together. His appeal for a new trial was rejected by the 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in August 2023. In June 2024, the conviction appeal was formally refused by the Supreme Court. No statement was received from Josh's legal team regarding his child pornography charge, according to the U.S. Sun. After admitting to downloading and having photographs of child sex abuse, Josh Duggar, a former star of 19 Kids and Counting, received a 151-month jail term in December 2021. The ex-reality star's legal troubles can be traced back to this era. Homeland Security investigators began their investigation against Josh in May 2019 with the original accusation that he had downloaded child sexual assault material. In the latter part of November, agents from Homeland Security raided Josh's computer at the auto dealership where he worked. Josh was taken into custody and detained in an Arkansas prison without bond on April 29, 2021. He was found not guilty the next day during a Zoom hearing in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Arkansas on charges of receiving and having photographs of child sex abuse. From November 30, 2021 to December 9, 2021, a federal courtroom in Fayetteville, Arkansas, was the site of Josh's trial. His culpability was based on his knowledge of and access to child sex abuse materials. Josh received a 12-year federal jail term and a fine and special assessment totaling $50,100 in May 2022. The defense team representing Josh later filed an appeal with the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, but their request was dismissed in the latter half of 2023. Not long after that, Josh's lawyer filed an appeal for a new trial, citing the fact that federal officials had refused to let Josh call them as they were arresting him. Josh had his request denied once again on June 24, 2024. Josh faced charges of receiving and possessing child pornography following his arrest in April 2021.